This courtroom case starts with one brutal question. How does a grown adult end up relying on her own son's disability check just to survive? And it only gets more intense from there. Today, the judge isn't just reviewing unpaid fees or probation violations. He's peeling back layers of dependency, bad choices, drug use, and a relationship that may be dragging this woman straight toward prison. What begins as a routine probation hearing quickly transforms into something deeper, a hard truth session about accountability, pride, family boundaries, and whether someone truly wants help or just wants excuses. The judge notices immediately that this defendant hasn't paid restitution, hasn't secured employment, and appears to be living off multiple family members, including her disabled adult son. That alone sparks one of the strongest lectures of the hearing. But then comes the real twist. Hidden beneath the money issues is another crisis: alleged drug use, a boyfriend supplying narcotics, and a looming possibility of a 20-year prison sentence if probation is revoked. Instead of instantly punishing her, the judge makes a surprising move, offering treatment, structure, and one final chance. So the question becomes, is this compassion or wasted mercy? Stay until the end, because this judge lays out one of the clearest life turnaround plans you'll ever hear in court.
You can't be living off your child's SSI check. He's 20. He needs that money for himself. It's not for you. Do you understand? You're living off your 20-year-old son's disability check. This is the time for you to be honest with me so you won't come back here. You know why you're here? Yes. So what are you not doing? All right. And this is a probation case?
Oh,
yes.
I give you one.
So what are you not doing? All right. So here's the issue we're having. The issue we're having is that you have a balance. You haven't paid your restitution. You're on probation for possession, 400 to 200 grams. So why are you not paying what you owe?
Or is that separate?
No, that's the $57 you owe to the SAPD for laboratory testing, and then you're behind on your fees. So the question is, why are you not paying?
Well, I have a limited. I'm only receiving that back on my son, right?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I'm only receiving the SSI from my son, so I'm not currently working, but I'm looking for work. I just haven't gotten a job.
How long have you been looking for work? All right, everyone, please whisper. And I'm sorry, you're going to need to speak up. When's the last time you had full-time employment?
2 years ago, 2.5 years ago.
All right, so you need to get a job.
This is where the judge establishes the core issue. SSI benefits are for the disabled recipient, not for supporting able-bodied adults around them. That's a critical distinction. He's not just criticizing her finances, he's calling out a pattern of dependency. Her son is 20 years old, and those funds are intended to meet his needs, not function as household income for everyone else. And notice how direct the judge becomes. He's sending a message many people need to hear. Family support can help temporarily, but when it becomes permanent avoidance of responsibility, the court sees it differently. The defendant admits she hasn't worked in years, yet there are no strong barriers presented besides inaction. This moment also hits emotionally because the judge is essentially asking, when does helping someone become enabling them? That's a tough question for many families. What do you think? Was the judge too harsh here, or exactly right?
You can't be living off your child's SSI check. He's 20. He needs that money for himself. It's not for you. Do you understand? So, are you getting a government check for taking care of him as well? So you're living with your mom, your dad, your niece, and your 20-year-old son. How old is your niece?
7.
So what do you do at the home?
I take care of I also look out for my father. And just that, I'm there with my son.
Worn out.
Their house, we walk and we do things together, but it's just come over.
All right. So here's the thing. You're getting employment. You can't continue. How old are you?
He's on a bond on this case, but he's
all right.
in jail on this.
You cannot continue. All right. Just 1 second. Everyone, I am trying to keep this area as least congested as possible. Defense attorneys, grab your file from the box, give it to the prosecutor and have a seat. They will take you in the order in which you appear. I guarantee you just standing around hovering over them is not going to help things move quicker. It will be great for them if you do it orderly. Just give them your file, have a seat. They'll take care of you. You need to get employment. You can't continue to live off your son's disability, live off your mom, live off your dad. You understand? So how far did you go in school?
Okay.
All right. Did you go to college or go to a trade school?
Yes.
So what did you go to a trade school for? All right. So what are you doing with that?
No, I didn't keep up with renewing my credit, so I left my license.
All right. And I can tell you with this type of case, they're not going to give you your license back. So what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
The probation officer told me it was going to be kind of hard for me to get a regular job.
No, it's not hard for you to get a regular job. They have signs up at McDonald's. They have signs up at Wendy's. They have now. I can tell you this. Sometimes people think certain jobs are beneath them, but it's not hard to get a job. It's just there are jobs that people say, I'm not doing that.
Now the courtroom shifts from criticism to consequences. The judge says something powerful here. Sometimes people don't lack opportunities. They reject opportunities they think are beneath them. That's a reality check many defendants don't expect to hear on record. He lists fast food jobs and entry-level work for a reason. Courts often want to see effort, not perfection. They're not demanding a dream career overnight. They're demanding proof that someone is trying to become self-sufficient. Probation success often depends less on talent and more on consistency. Then comes the 30-day employment order. That's huge. This isn't vague advice anymore. It's now a court expectation. Fail to comply, and future hearings become much more serious. The bigger theme here is pride versus survival. Some people wait for the right job while their life collapses in the meantime. The judge is saying, take the humble step now, rebuild later. Would you take any job to stay out of jail?
So you're going to have to knock your pride aside because right now you're a grown person and you're not supporting yourself. You're living off your 20-year-old son's disability check. You're living off your father. You're living off your mother. That's going to stop. You understand? So this is what I want for her. She's going to have employment and you're going to get employment within 30 days. You understand? So, and if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And you're getting drug tested today. So tell me the truth. I'm sorry, what? All right, we're going to give her a drug test today and we're going to alter them in conditions. I'm going to want employment.
Yes, ma'am.
Within 30 days.
Mhm.
And there's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And if the previous judge didn't say it, I'm letting you know you're not allowed to have an employment as a home health care provider. So if you are getting an extra check for taking care of your son, that needs to stop. You understand? All right. And we're going to do a UA today.
Yes, ma'am.
Probation, is there anything else she needs?
On the balance right now that I owe is at 95.
I'm sorry?
The balance I owe right now is 95.
No, the balance you owe right now is $170.10, but your total balance is $3,900. But I want you to pay that restitution. And what we're going to do is we're going to come up with a payment plan for you. Okay. So I'm not going to hit you all at once, but I'm going to want her on a payment plan.
Okay.
Okay.
We can do that. The assigned officer, Officer Salcedo,
Mhm.
she noted on the court summary, on the supplemental report that the probationer had requested intensive outpatient treatment, although she was clean last month.
Mhm.
She stated that she was given drugs by her boyfriend, and the TAP that was completed recommended stative followed by aftercare or a lesser modality of intensive outpatient.
Who's your boyfriend?
Emilio Llamas.
I'm sorry, what?
Emilio Llamas.
First name?
Emilio.
Emilio.
Yes.
Last name?
Llamas.
Can you spell that?
LLAMAS.
Llamas.
All right. I'm sorry.
Spelled like llamas.
All right. Thank you. All right, there's to be no contact with Emilio Lamas. And let me just tell you,
This may be the most personal moment of the hearing. The judge addresses the boyfriend allegedly giving her drugs while she's already on probation and facing severe consequences. His statement is blunt. That is not love. And legally, he's right to focus on outside influences. Courts know relapse and violations often come through relationships, not just substances themselves. Wrong people can keep someone trapped in the same cycle, using, hiding, failing tests, violating probation, repeating disaster. What makes this moment stand out is that the judge isn't just imposing a no-contact rule. He's reframing how she views the relationship. Instead of romance, he wants her to see danger. Instead of loyalty, manipulation. Instead of comfort, risk. Sometimes the hardest part of recovery isn't quitting drugs, it's quitting the people connected to them. Do you agree with the judge cutting this relationship off immediately?
you something with regards to Emilio Lamas. If he's giving you drugs and he knows you're on probation and you could be looking at 20 years in prison, he's not your friend. He doesn't love you. You understand? Because if he loved you, he wouldn't be giving you drugs knowing that you're looking at going to prison for 20 years. So that relationship is over, and you can send it to him in a letter, and I'll allow you to put it in a letter or an email or a phone call today. But after today, you are no longer in a relationship with him. You understand? That's yes or no. When's the last time you saw him?
I left him like a week and a half ago.
All right. Well, then she doesn't have to contact him. He already knows the relationship is over. So there's to be no contact with Emilio Llamas. And let's monitor her on her UAs. And you say they're recommending intensive outpatient treatment?
The TAP, and I'm bringing the TAP up right now, Your Honor. The TAP was completed July 13th of this year. The original recommendation was residential treatment via SATIF followed by outpatient, or followed by outpatient monthly urinalysis and weekly sober support. Should the court wish to consider a less structured modality, intensive outpatient followed by monthly urinalysis and documented sober support.
Okay. All right. So here's the thing, Ms. Robles. You know you better than I do. You know you better than probation do. This is the time for you to be honest with me so that we can get you the help that you need so you won't come back here. If you need help with a drug problem, I'm willing to give that to you because I want you to be successful. I don't want you to go to prison. But if you tell me you don't have a drug problem, then there's nothing for me to help you with. So you need to be honest with me, okay? I wasn't the judge who placed you on deferred adjudication. So let me ask you a few questions. What drugs have you been using and how often do you use them?
No,
Everyone, make sure your phones are off.
or that I did, or
Well, if you want to say did do, that's up to you. But when's the last time you used? And we're not on the
Here's where the judge becomes more strategic than punitive. He tells her they're not trying to trap her confession, they're trying to understand what help she actually needs. That distinction matters. Many defendants stay silent out of fear, then lose access to treatment because they deny the problem exists. The judge explains it clearly. If she says nothing is wrong, the court has nothing to treat. Then when the next failed drug test arrives, the system moves toward revocation. That's a harsh but accurate reality of probation. Honesty can open doors. Denial usually closes them. This is one of those rare courtroom moments where accountability and compassion meet in the middle. He's practically saying, tell the truth now so we can save you later. A lot of viewers miss this point. Judges often have more flexibility before repeated violations than after them. Once chances are burned, options disappear fast.
record. So none of this is going to be held against you for a motion to revoke, but I'm trying to figure out who I'm communicating with. So if there's help that you need, we can get you the help that you need. You understand? So it's not a form of punishment. I normally don't look at inpatient treatment to begin with. That's something that I'll give if I see that it's needed over time. You understand? So, but I do need you to be honest with me and honest with probation about your drug use so we can get you the help that you need. So what do you want to say to me? And I know this is probably the first time you're meeting me or the second time you're meeting me, but I believe you can ask any attorney here that when I say that I'm doing this to try to see what help you need, that's the reason why I'm doing it. But if you're going to tell me I don't need any help, you're not going to get any help. And what's going to end up happening when you test positive, a motion to revoke is going to be filed. So anything I need to know? I'm sorry?
I would like to know. I would like this.
Okay, so what are you using? That's what I need to know so I can figure out whether to give you intensive outpatient treatment or just sober meetings or something of that nature. So what do you need help with?
No, I'm not in the, I mean, I have since the last, I think a month and a half ago when I did.
And what did you use? Okay. So we're going to do intensive outpatient treatment. We're going to start you with intensive outpatient treatment. And if you see that that's not working for you and you need more help, you need to let probation know. You understand? So we're going to do the intensive outpatient treatment with the sober meetings. And let's do a referral to felony drug court and see. Felony drug court is a great program, and they'll be able to help you get in the mindset so you can get your life in order. Okay.
Your Honor, how frequent did you want the UA tests?
Let's do the UA hotline for her for until she's in intensive outpatient treatment for at least a month.
And the frequency for the 12-step?
She needs to do at least one a week.
One a week.
Now, here's the thing about the 12-step program. If you only need it one time a week, great. But if you need it more than one time a week, that's not going to stop you from completing your probation. Because the thing about sobriety, you need to know what you need to do in order to remain clean and sober. And for some people, it's going to a meeting every day. And they have meetings throughout the city, and they have them at all times of the day. So if you ever feel like you're going to use, go to a meeting. All right. Is there anything else you need? All right. You can do this. Otherwise, I wouldn't have accepted your plea bargain agreement. So it's doable. But from here on out, the people you're around, you need to be careful. And if anybody is trying to interfere with your sobriety or make you do something that could potentially send you.
In the end, this case was never just about unpaid fees. It was about a woman standing at a crossroads between dependency and discipline, excuses and effort, relapse and recovery. The judge could have taken the easy route: anger, punishment, immediate sanctions. Instead, he chose structured accountability. Get a job, stop living off others, cut ties with toxic influences, submit to testing, attend meetings, and enter treatment. That's what made this hearing powerful. It showed that courts don't only punish, they can also redirect. But make no mistake, this was clearly a final warning. If she ignores these opportunities, the next stop could be prison. The broader lesson here applies far beyond the courtroom. The people around you, the habits you protect, and the truths you avoid can shape your entire future. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.
To prison, they are not your friend and they do not love you. You understand? All right. Good luck to you.